radio show on KDWN 720 AM in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by Green Alliance of Nevada, sponsored by NV Energy, and I'm your host, Stan Handel, today. This morning we'll be talking with Sierra LLC about heating and air conditioning systems, and right now it's kind of cool outside, so heating is good. But during the summer here, when we get up to 110 degrees, every air conditioning system in every building is going full tilt. And I know for expenses, that can add for your, particularly your electricity utility bill, that can jump your costs up to 2 or 3 times a month just during that period for those three or 4 months during the year. Basically, just like to introduce, we have with us from Sierra LLC, Sean Brown, Ryan Hernland, and Tiffany Young. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for coming by. Sean, how long has your company been around?
We've been around since about 2014. We do repairs, maintenance, installation of new systems, and that's what we focus on here at Sierra LLC.
Fantastic, and I like your logo that you say service that soars above the rest. Congratulations on that, and it's great to see that emphasis on with the company there. Basically, what type of things, if somebody is looking at their air conditioning system and wants to get it audited, how well it's working for their home, if they called you at 702-798-1055, basically you would come out and kind of, what would you be looking for?
Well, we're going to go through the electrical, check the compressor, check the fan motor on the outside unit, check the refrigerant pressures, of course, as well. Make sure there's no burnt wires or loose connections, because any of those will cause the unit to work harder, and which ends up costing you more on your electric bill. Then we also go through the indoor unit, make sure that it's clean, make sure that it's running properly, make sure that everything's within manufacturer specifications, so we're staying efficient.
That's fantastic, and a lot of it has to do with, say, people add insulation, or there's other things they can do to kind of that interacts with the HVAC system.
Correct. Yeah, and insulation, the type of ductwork, filtration. I mean, having a lot of people, think that changing their filters every 90 days is okay, but if those filters get dirty too fast, then it causes the system to work harder, have to run longer, which raises the electric bills.
And I think last time you were on our show, you were talking about there's different types of filtration systems if you want the quality of your air to be even better than standard filters.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the store-bought filters are going to be more of a generic, every home situation, and then we have filters that are going to last much longer, keep the equipment cleaner, keep the air cleaner for the homeowners, and they actually last longer. They can last up to a year, depending on what type of filter, the type of home, stuff like that.
So it actually might be, even though it's more expensive, cheaper in the long run if you go with a more expensive filter. And we have a lot of dust around here. I know that's pretty typical. Oh, that's fantastic. Also, just to talk about some of the technologies. Right now, R22 is refrigerant that's being changed over because of its I know in cars it's been for 20 years now, and that's also being done for local air conditioning systems as well.
Correct. Yeah, the government stepped in a few years ago and has phased out the old refrigerant because it is harmful to the ozone. So they're phasing out the old refrigerant here at 2020, January 1st, 2020.
Wow.
It's going to be a lot harder to get our hands on that old refrigerant, and a lot more expensive as well, because they are actually stopping the production of it. They're reducing and limiting the production of it right now, but here 2020 they will be stopping production completely.
So we got about 2 years before it's not going to be available. And how would you retrofit that with what's the new coolant, and how would you do that?
So the new refrigerant, the R410A refrigerant, that's a environmentally friendly refrigerant. It's a green refrigerant, as they call it, but that stuff is a different base, runs at a different pressure, it has different types of oils in it, so it's not something that can be retrofitted. It is something we would have to upgrade the system. But with the upgrades, you get a more efficient system, you get quieter system, you're getting better warranties. So it's not just looking at just the refrigerant side of it, but there's also a lot of extra benefits as well with cutting down the utility bills, peace of mind that you're not having to worry about every other month or every week that it might break down in the summertime. So
right,
there's a lot of benefits there.
That's fantastic. And your retrofit, is that like a box that you add to, like, that contains a compressor or something like that?
Well, actually what we need to do is because the old refrigerant and the new refrigerant's not compatible, we actually do have to remove the complete system and put in a new complete system, or remove the old system and put in a new complete system, because the new refrigerant does run at a higher pressure. which, well, if we just try to retrofit it and tie it in, it'll end up causing leaks and a lot of other headaches and not accomplish much for us. So
Right. So if it's all integrated and designed as a complete system to be more efficient, then you're benefiting. And I know there's something called a SEER rating, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating.
Yep.
And I know those SEER ratings have really improved just within the last 5 years on most HVAC systems. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the technology that's changed in air conditioning systems the last 5 years has changed a lot as well. The SEER rating has definitely gone up, but that comes into effect a lot with the technology that's now being integrated in the new systems. Instead of, the typical system that's out there nowadays runs at 100% all the time, even if you just turn the thermostat down 1 degree.
Mm-hmm.
The newer systems will actually speed up and slow down, kind of like a car. If you're driving around town, you're not always going to want to run that car at 60 miles per hour. Sometimes you need to drive it at 25. So it will actually speed up and slow down the system depending on what needs to be done to keep the house comfortable.
That's amazing. It's smart in a way. It just kind of monitors the environment and ramps up and ramps down and more gradually. So you're not wasting as much energy to get that environment to stay comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's much more consistent and even at maintaining temperature in the house instead of blowing 100% and then turning off and going back and forth.
And getting back to the SEER ratings, I remember in the past it was common to see like SEER 15 or 16, I guess, and now what are they rated at about?
Depending on the system, we can get all the way up to 26 SEER.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah.
I want to say 5, 6, 7 years ago, the average highest we were getting was 14, 15, maybe 16.
Uh-huh.
And now, depending on the system, we get up to 26 SEER.
Wow. And that basically what they're measuring is the performance of the system, the energy consumed, and the efficiency of the system over time. They don't just take a spot analysis. It's like over several seasons, and they kind of take an average from that.
Correct, yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Exactly.
fantastic. And so basically your systems can do both heating and air conditioning. Is there's certain parameters or something? I know out here we don't have much in the way of winters. Is there certain systems that are more suited for summer, say, than for heating it in winter, and you can kind of balance it for this area?
Well, the higher efficiency systems are going to keep the house more comfortable because it's able to slow down when it needs to. Middle of summer, when it's 85, 90 degrees first thing in the morning, doesn't need to run at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the afternoon, when it does get 105, 10, 15 degrees, and that system needs to run at 100%, it'll do that automatically. And it's able to maintain the comfort level inside the house while also saving you money when it can. So
that's fantastic.
Where the high efficiency really comes into play and helps out.
That's great. And how long does one of these systems last when you install it?
The higher efficiency systems, we're seeing 15, 20 years out of them.
Wow,
because they're not working so hard as the standard single stage systems. There's less stress on them, less wear and tear. They end up lasting a lot longer.
That's fantastic. And saving your energy bill, it helps kind of pay for it over time too, over the 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's really great.
Definitely helps.
Thank you. So basically, we have this Green Festival that the Green Alliance does every in April around Earth Day, and you folks were there last year as one of our vendors. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you've kind of started a tradition now of giving away a system each year. So that's tremendous. And can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we found great success in we wanted to promote high efficiency systems and high efficiency to go along with the Green Fest. So we wanted to kind of promote Green Fest and promote Sierra LLC by giving away a high efficiency system. So
that's tremendous. Yes. So so that our Green Festival will be on April 21st. It'll be a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at downtown Summerlin. We'll be near the pavilion, and please look for Sierra. And they can put their name or in a drawing and be part of that, and also get great advice on comfort and living amenities, different technologies that are out there now. That's great. Thank you so much. Basically, also,
Stan, can I interject on that?
Oh yes, please.
Love to hear the story about last year's winner, because I know that she was just elated. If you wouldn't mind sharing the experience as far as installing their system and how that went for them.
Yeah, so we drew a winner, and we were excited to congratulate her. We went out to her house. We brought our whole retro team. They did the correct measurements and made sure we had the correct system for her house. we were in and out within what, John?
It was a day. It was about 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But we took out her whole old system, and I believe it was a York, maybe.
It was a York system that we pulled out. I want to say it was 16 or 18 years old, something like that.
Wow.
So it's a
Super old.
tired old
It was
system.
a
It was.
tired
Nice.
system. It was not in good
Perfect.
shape,
Yes.
so it definitely helped somebody out. So it was a very, very nice
That's
opportunity to help
excellent.
somebody.
Thank you, you guys. Thanks again for supporting Greenfest. And what a great story to know that they replaced an Energy Hug system with a super energy efficient one. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and this particular one is a Lennox system. It's a home comfort system. That's
Correct.
fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be a complete home comfort system.
Fantastic. So that includes heating, air conditioning, and filtration and all that. Fantastic. Great.
Good. So those that have tired old Energy Hug systems want to come out to Greenfest and get their name in the drawing, right?
That's for sure. Yeah, a great opportunity and great
Excellent.
opportunity to learn and save money down the road too. So that's fantastic. Good. Thank you. Basically, Greenfest also. Did you want to talk a little bit more about that, Annette? The
Yeah,
website.
I'd love to. I'd love to. So for our listeners out there and on our Facebook Live folks, if you'd like to go to greenfestlv.com, there's a lot of information about the festival. It's our 9th annual Earth Day celebration, so
Wow.
we're excited. Last year we had nearly 65,000 people join us, which was amazing. We're going to be out in the grassy area, which opens up the festivities, so we'll have a lot more opportunities to have tons of fun for the family, as well as the opportunity for folks to come and learn a little bit more about how to become green. So we're excited about it, and between now and then we'll keep plugging it and updating folks of some of the things that we'll have.
Fantastic. Thank you. We'll be taking a break in a few minutes to find out more information about Greenfest. Greenfestlv.com is the website, and for Sierra, it's SierraCoolsLV.com. SierraCoolsLV.com is their website. Thank you. We'll be right back.